airplanes, automobiles and tanks. They've all been found underwater by divers, exploring the depths of lakes and reservoirs. Here are top 5 mystery vehicles found intact underwater. Number 1. The 3 missing people pictured here were thought to have been in one of the cars shown earlier. Perhaps the biggest mystery is that although the 2 cars were found almost next to each other and whilst each contained 3 bodies, by carbon dating the bodies, experts found that they had been sunk almost a decade apart. 3 skeletons were found in each of these 2 cars, which had been discovered in Lake Foss, Oklahoma. The Grizzly cars, both at least 40 years old, were discovered when the Oklahoma Highway Patrol Marine Enforcement Division were conducting training sessions involving new sonar technology. When asked about the Grizzly scene, Sheriff Bruce Peoples said, "I just remember how devastated everybody was," friend Kim Carmichael said. "We lived in a little town. Nothing like that ever happened in Sayre." Carmichael's father was the undersheriff for the area and has said of the investigation at the time, "There was nothing. There were no leads, no nothing, it was just like they vanished into thin air." 18-year-olds Michael Rios and Leah Johnson were also in the car. Carmichael's dad died in 2003, never knowing what happened. It is still not known if foul play was involved. A 16-year-old Jimmy Williams, with his then brand new Camaro in 1970, unaware that he and his car would meet a watery grave and be undiscovered for over 40 years. Deputies believes that the remains found in the second car was a 1950 model Chevy, belonged to 3 people from Ouachita County, who went missing in the early 1960s. Again, it is still not known if any foul play were involved in the deaths of the 3 occupants. Number 2. Truk Lagoon, also known as Truk, a group of tropical paradise islands in the federal states of Micronesia, offers adrenaline junkie scuba divers a creepy underwater adventure in shark-infested Pacific waters while wreck diving. The mysterious ghost fleet of Truk Lagoon. More than 50 major shipwrecks from World War II litter the seabed, making the undersea wonder of the world the best shipwreck diving destination on the globe. In 1944, Americans launched Operation Hailstone, which has been called the Japanese Pearl Harbor, and the bombardment lasted for 3 days. The attack wiped out 60 ships and 275 airplanes, sinking them to the bottom of the lagoon, so that now it is the biggest ship graveyard in the world. Most of the wrecks were left untouched for nearly 25 years since people feared setting off the thousands of sunken bombs. Many of the shipwrecks in the scuba diving paradise have full cargo holds full of fighter aircraft, tanks, bulldozers, railroad cars, motorcycles, torpedoes, mines, bombs, boxes of munitions, radios, thousands of various weapons, human remains, and other artifacts. More than 3,000 people were thought to have been killed, and some of the divers swears that the wrecks in Truk Lagoon are haunted. Destination Truth conducted an underwater ghost hunting expedition in Truk Lagoon. While diving at the Hoki Meru, the divers recorded sounds of running engines in the cargo hold full of trucks. Here's a virtual adventure with wreck divers who explored and photographed the ghost fleet of Truk Lagoon. Number 3. The SS Thistlegorm was a British munitions ship, sunk by a German bomber in 1941 off the coast of Egypt. It was carrying munitions and ordnance which included trucks and motorcycles, and even though this huge ship was bombed and sunk completely, only 9 souls were lost. Number 4. Around 5 miles from Roy-Namur, in the Marshall Islands, lies this incredible World War II airplane graveyard, and unbelievably, the planes would have been dumped into the ocean off of aircraft carriers and transport ships after the successful Pacific campaign ended in victory for the U.S. in August 1945. more than 150 planes were dumped in the area, and they include Douglas SBD Dauntless dive bombers, F-4U Corsair and TBF/TBM Avengers. Number 5. In 2012, police found 25 cars dumped, some 50 feet below the surface of Pembroke Park Lake, in Broward County, Florida. These cars included a 1970s Dodge Demon, a 1979 Ford pickup, and even a Cadillac. Since then, police have been using the wrecks as evidence in several cases of insurance fraud, missing persons, and even homicide.